Hey everybody, I just want to do a quick video to let you know what you should do should you drop a stitch. That can totally happen. I'll just show you how to fix it, so if you come across this problem, you're able to take a look and fix your work. So what'll happen, dropping a stitch, it just means that the stitch has fallen off the needle, and oftentimes it'll fall down to the row below it. So you can see here, we've clearly lost a stitch. We have this loop of yarn that had been wrapped around that stitch, and because it slipped down a row, it no longer is there. So what I want to do first is I pull or I elongate that stitch, just stretch it out a little bit, just to make sure that it is safe and it doesn't fall down any further. And then you just pick it up with your needle. So we can see that stitch is back on the needle, but we have to do one more thing before we're completely fixed. So we have the stitch on the needle, but you can see this extra loop of yarn here, and that had been wrapped around that stitch on the previous knit row. So this stitch has lost a row. So in order to fix that, you want to pick up this loop of yarn. You can either do that with the tip of your needle, or you can just grab it with your fingers and just loop it right over the needle like that. Either way will work, whatever is more comfortable for you. So now you'll see that we have our stitch and we have this piece of yarn here. Now what we have to do is recreate that knit stitch so that we don't have a big hole there or this funny loop of yarn. You can do that two ways. The first way is you can pick up your stitch with your finger and simply lift it up and over that loop of yarn like so, or you can pick it up with the tip of your other needle. So what you can do is just grab that stitch. I'm kind of sticking my needle in through that knit stitch and just lifting it through. So what I've done there is I've recreated that knit stitch. I'll show you that one more time. So I've picked up the stitch, I've gathered this loop of yarn and put it over the tip of the needle. Now I'm either with my finger going to take that stitch and just lift it up and over to recreate that stitch, or you can use the tip of your left hand needle. To do that, you just kind of grab the inside of that stitch and you're just kind of pulling it through. So if you look now at your right hand needle, you'll see that your working yarn is still attached to the stitch before the one you just fixed. That means this stitch that we fixed has not been knit yet. So you simply slip it from your right needle to your left needle, and then you knit it. And now we have fixed that stitch and we have knit it on this row, and then we're just going to carry on and finish knitting our row. Happy knitting!